It's getting more interesting at the Basketball League Africa Season 5. In Rabat, Morocco, the Kalahari Conference is taking place, and of course we have we have Rivers Hoopers of Port Harcourt, Nigeria in that group. There is Ittihad of Egypt in that group as well. Not forgetting the other two teams in the group. But yesterday we saw Rivers Hoopers play the third match after winning the first and second. They had Ittihad of Egypt to contend with, and it didn't come easy at all. At the end of it, there was so much optimism that having won the first two games against the host side, Fused Rabat of Morocco, and having taken out the Stade Malien as well, that the Rivers Super side was just going to win. Ittihad that was debuting in the competition for the first time, but it turned out to be different. They lost out by whooping double-digit figures. This didn't, I'm not sure a lot of Nigerians expected this, especially given that Ittihad of Egypt were first time, first timers at the Basketball League Africa, where Rivers Hoopers has played. This was going to be their third. In fact, this is their third time of playing on the Basketball League. What happened yesterday in Rabat, Morocco?
I think that we started very poorly. The Ittihad side making their debut in this tournament. If you look at the way they played so far, look at the point margin they've used in getting a win against their opponent. Yes, against the home side, Fused Rabat. You think that second game, you think that, I think that was the first game. You think that it was a cagey encounter for them because they were able to maneuver that particular one, got a very slim win against Fused Rabat. That seems to be one game that was very tough for them. Against Stade Malien, that was a total, annihilation. They got that win, and then against Rivers Hoopers, that momentum was high truly because they are making a debut outing. You go back to last year when they qualified. You look at the way they qualified against teams like Zamalek in the Egyptian, Premiership. You just know that this team is in for something. And I've always known that they had a very good offense that can, trigger those baskets. And I'm not surprised in any way. Rivers Hoopers had opportunity of maybe closing up in the third quarter. It never worked out for them, and somehow they came very close in the fourth quarter. But it was very late because at that time, they even lost 19-15, very close matching. So that would have been an advantage. But I think that the offensive nature of the Ittihad side was just better off. Maduk Aktek did so well, getting those points, and was the name on the lips of many. Yes, they displayed in high margin. But I think that we've always said, if you do not defend very well, somehow would have also lost against Fused Rabat, if not for the magical display between Maduk Aktek and Amayo. So I think that we need to watch it out, because if you have a very good defense, and I question the likes of Shamba in that game yesterday, the likes of Ike and the likes of Olisemeka, these players who I expect for them to be, we need to too defensive. We need to be offensive so that as a score, 2 digits is outrageous for me. Even if you lose within a simple margin, but it's an eye opener, wake up call. I just hope that Daudu we begin to embrace the challenge and we can bounce back. That's the truth, but not a very good one for many Nigerians.
Well, difficult tie there between Nigeria's Rivers Hoopers and Ittihad of Egypt. At the end of the first quarter, the Egyptian side were in the lead by 10 points. Then at the end of the match itself, it was 100 to 80 points, 20 points gap between Rivers Hoopers and Ittihad of Egypt. Will you say this disparity in points was on the high side?
Yeah, it's very high, very high. In the second game we won. Yes, the first game against Stade Malien, we were able to. I think we posted good margin, against that side. Double G2 against Stade Malien. Against Fused Rabat, it was a wake-up call that we needed. At some point, they were even in the third quarter. They were leading us 62 points different before we came into the fourth quarter, and then Amayo was able to showcase that brilliance that got that win for us. So I think that between the first quarter matters so much. We had a very poor run in the first quarter, and that was the greatest undoing. Then in the third quarter too, we didn't come to the party as much as expected. In the fourth quarter, we saw clearly now 19-15. So it just showed us just 4 points. So imagine that we have done our part in the first quarter. Maybe You know, but I think that they were very offensive to put those triple basket, and that was good for them. So I think we need to learn how to shoot from afar to get those baskets, and that is what Fuzarabat also did to us. So I'm thinking that Ogo Daudu needs to now know that we need players who can shoot outside the arc, you know, so that we can get those triple doubles. If we do that, and this is where we Perry, you know, is missed because he's a player who can maneuver his way and get those shots from outside the arc to get us those double figures. But I mean, it's what it is. I hope that we have learned from our lessons.
Well, let's hope that we have learned from our lessons. But right now, it is Ittihad as leaders in that Kalahari conference, and River Supers is second place. What does that mean?
It means that we are in for the second phase now. We're still going to play 3 rounds of games because we are 4 in the group. To that topping, there's no doubt. The good thing is that if we learn from our mistake, we can come back. But then if we allow this to sink inside of us, it can really discourage. I mean, but I think that Rivers will bounce back. I mean, the pressure is high on the team. We saw what they did last year. But this is an upgraded team. Look at the players they've got and the blend. I just think that if the players rise to the occasion, we can get, I mean, it could happen. Start Malians, Fuzarabat, they will not also slip back to Alati that does take them over. I mean, get to be afraid of debutants, especially from the North Africans, because they have the magic wand to change the narrative. So I'm thinking that the second part of the playoffs will be more thrilling because we're going to see the best of the best showcasing their skill, and I expect River Supers to live up to expectation this time.
Well, River Supers has to live up to expectation, but for that to happen, tomorrow they have to contend with the home side, Fuse of Rabat, FUS of Rabat. What do you make of it, Epo? This is the home side. They've not had a good tournament, if you allow me, up till this stage of the competition. They've lost their 2 games. They will come fiery and smoking against River Supers tomorrow in the 3rd one.
Yeah, they will come very strong against River Supers, and don't forget that we won them with a slim 6-point margin, you know, 88-82 that day. And I think that they will be very upset with, in fact, they are all very upset with the way they lost that game in front of their homes. We saw what Nual, one of their forward, you know, did in that particular one. But then it was not enough for them to get that win against River Supers. So they will look at it as a revenge mission for River Supers, and that is why we also need to be very offensive. For you to get better out of your opponent, you need to be offensive. You need to create those chances and then get the basket, find a way to win and then move on. But it won't be an easy one against River Supers. But somehow, I think that the Kingsmen knows what is at stake. They know that they need to get a win. If they win tomorrow, then looks like they will be in for something good.
A win tomorrow and River Supers have automatic qualification into the playoff of the 2025 Basketball League in Africa. They have to really have to ensure that they get past their counterparts from, if you ask me, the host nation, because I know the pressure will be there. The fans will be out there trooping to watch this one. Everything will be done at least for them to have a game wrapped up. But River Supers have the experience, they have the coaching expertise as well to get the job done and finished up. At least let them avoid going into, you know, do I say the 3rd best teams play off in the competition. If you come 1st or 2nd, then you qualify automatically for the playoff itself. Meanwhile, Ittihad has the counterparts from Mali to contend with another team who has a lot of experience. They've been there twice. Talk about State Malian. That will be the 3rd fixture, same tomorrow as well. Do you see Ittihad wrapping it all, winning all the 3 games or 4 games in the group?
Yeah, against Stade Malien, they look like, but I mean, history has shown that every team in the second round is like starting afresh. So maybe we just the Stade Malien are yet to, you know, get maximum win in this year's edition. But to take nothing for granted, I expect them to also bounce back. Clearly, if they can get at the end of the day, I mean, it's just very clear that we've seen the winners of the group already. Otherwise, if there were a close margin, you look at point margin, how far the difference is between the point. But I'm thinking that two will also be an easy one. I won't stay here to say that Alexandria will get a straight run against them. Yet it might be a win, but somehow I see the Stade Malien coming back. We saw what they did last year, you know, in their debut outing in Rwanda. So I expect them to also show some strength in this particular one. If they can pull out a chestnut from the fire, then we know that something big will happen in this group. So